5-2 Toledo Rockets taking on the 4-5-2 Ohio Bobcats. Hello everybody and welcome to Chesapeake on the banks of the Hocking River. It's a little bit windy up here, but we're happy to be hanging with you. My name is Cedric Granger and I'm joined by Scarlett Wagner. We got a great showdown on our hands, Scarlett. What are these teams looking like in the standings so far?
Right now, Ohio is at number 6 in the MAC standings at 2-2, and Toledo is at number 8 now as they have finally won their first MAC game and has put them at 1-2-1 now in the conference.
Yeah, the Rockets look like they have some momentum going into this game. Who's the player that's going to help them continue that into today?
Right now, that is defensive player McKenna Schultz. She is coming off a injury from last season that took her out for most of the season, so she's really going to be intense and try as much as she can to score or get some points or shots on goal today.
And then on the other side of things, for the Ohio Bobcats, there's a player that you can describe as the heart and soul of the team.
Yes, Maya Solis. This is going to be an intense game for her today. She comes from Toledo, so she is playing her hometown team tonight. So it's going to be an intense game for her for sure.
MAC Soccer coming to you. Get your popcorn ready. Ohio and Toledo coming to you after the break. But it seems like every time Ohio has possession of the ball, Toledo is right there on them.
Absolutely. That's one way that it seems like Toledo's going to try to create some of those chances and those dangerous chances that we had mentioned earlier before and that we are going to keep mentioning throughout this game because it seems like they're listening to us. They're going to try to create those dangerous chances here today.
So we'll see what type of adjustments the Bobcats make as this matchup goes. This team is led by Coach Aaron Rodgers. When you look at the marquee, talk about this. You got Aaron Rodgers against Batman. Can't go wrong with that as Minsel tries to get something going again. Ohio attacking through the middle. Barish with the pass. Brooker tries to field that one off of her leg. And Ohio still retaining possession about 20 feet outside the box. And Barish with the ball again. Toledo trying to prevent that from going into their box. And a nice clear out by Allie McBeth. Player that Coach Batman really raved about. She started off her career at Ohio Northern with Coach Batman and then entered the transfer portal because she wanted to go to a bigger school. But in terms of perfect timing, talk about this, Scarlett. Coach Batman got the job at Toledo, and Allie was looking for a school and a bigger school than Ohio Northern. And right there, her coach ended up going to a bigger school himself, and it ended up being a perfect fit.
That's absolutely perfect timing. If you're looking for that bigger school and then, you're starting with this whole new team after you've played this season and, don't know anybody, it's a complete fresh start for you. But then there it is. There's your coach from last year. You know how he works. He knows how you work. It's going to be a just great shift for both of them into this new team.
Yeah, Coach Batman really noted how great it is to have Allie in the locker room. Macbeth's presence has been great because she can really tell a lot of the other players how Coach Batman really operates. As Toledo trying to set up some more action up near the net. Macbeth past line of Toledo, and a beautiful find there as there's Bourbeau with the ball. But Ohio doing a good job running sideline to sideline. This is a defensive philosophy that Coach Rodgers described as all 11 players are playing defense. Don't think of it as just that backline defenders as the main cogs of the defense. It's all 11 players collectively. And Ohio with a little bit of room. Barish rolling to her left, tries to get something into the box. Nobody home. Toledo showing themselves to be impermeable early. Now Robertson, a little spinning kick there. And another clear out by Toledo. Some nice physical play on the outside, and this will more than likely result in a foul. And that'll be a yellow card assessed to Ohio. So first yellow card of the day for the Cats. Team that's been penalized 20 times this season. That one goes against Kennedy Reeple. So no score between Ohio and Toledo. 2 corner kicks for the Rockets generated. But so far the defense is being strong. That's one of the main things we were going to talk about going into this game, Scarlett, was We talked about 2 defenders before the game, and it seems like both of them making an early impact. But right when I say defense, Toledo tries to get a shot going. That one finds the back of the net. Kayma Macri with her 3rd goal of the season. 1-0 Toledo. As we take another look at this one. Nice find by Olivia Dalt on the assist. That's her 3rd assist of the season. And then the sophomore from Haslett, Michigan closes the door. 1-0 lead for the Rockets. 22 minutes into the match.
This is something that McKenna Schultz has actually talked about when we talked with her this week about just how the team, especially during her injury, was really just very energetic and how she was trying to get that energy back out on this team. So you can obviously see that none of that energy has gone away throughout her injury, but actually it's all still there.
It is all still there indeed, as the Rockets now have a lead to protect. And this is where that whole 90 minutes of the game comes into a factor. And Coach Batman, he talked about that matchup against Northern Illinois earlier on this season. That was a September 24th game. Toledo led most of the way 1-0 and then conceded a goal against the Huskies late in the game. And instead of being able to get the full 3 points for a victory, they had to settle for a tie in that matchup, a tie that really felt like a loss in that case. But now this is what he said his team has done a lot better at, managing the game. So that's the challenge now for Ohio. They have not been able to generate too many opportunities in the box. We've seen plenty of clear outs early from Toledo. So here's the question. Can the Golden Rockets keep this lead the rest of the game, or does Ohio have an answer? Here's Medali on the near side. Interesting schedule here for Toledo. They started off the season against UIC, and that ended up resulting in a draw and a couple of early season losses to a couple of Chicago-based teams, Loyola Chicago and Northwestern. Then after that, a road matchup against Detroit Mercy, and that was their get-right victory. It was their first shutout of the season. And since then, it's been some ups and some downs, a little bit like a roller coaster. They had a loss to Oakland, a win against Chicago State where they had not 1, not 2, but 3 players earn their first collegiate goals. Essential, she's been making some noise early for Ohio. That ball belted out of play. Looks like it's off of Sensel. So Toledo with a throw-in. However, Ohio in the attacking third as we have mass substitutions for the Bobcats. And this is a perfect time to introduce the 3rd member of our broadcast team. We got Kylie Osko. What did you hear on the field?
So I will say that I know that Coach Rogers said he wanted the Bobcats to make some dangerous plays, but it looks like Toledo, they are making those dangerous plays that the Bobcats need to be making. And I will say that McKenna Schultz is taking control of the back of the field. What she says goes. Her back line really listens to her, and I will say that shows with that goal that just happened. She was very vocal in various points, and I think that is why they got that goal there.
Yeah, McKenna Schultz has such great leadership. Kylie, we talked a lot about her, and we talked to her coach about what is her personality. Could you describe a little bit about that?
I will say she is more quiet and reserved, but when she does talk, everyone tends to listen just because of what she says has great magnitude. And I just, viewing this game, it shows whenever I see her speak up, everyone listens, everyone follows, and it's always a great play. So far, I think this game is going great. What do you think?
Yeah, Toledo with a nice start, as this has been a great showdown in Mid-American Conference play. Thank you so much, Kylie. We look forward to hearing your next report.
Thank you.
We've reached minute 25 here at Chesa Field. 1-0 lead for the Golden Rockets, or check that, just Rockets. There's another team locally here in Athens that's called the Golden Rockets and uses the same logo as Toledo. So here's a free kick for the Rockets. They do a nice little fake, and they pass in. It's gorgeous. It's put up high, but nobody home, and Sloma picks up the save, and Ohio working quickly. A pass out to Haley Miller, the senior, and she's got a lot of room in front of her. Some green grass trying to evade a defender, and she's fouled. And this could be a card, and it is. So we've already seen this be a very physical game, Scarlett. 1 yellow card apiece on both sides. We take another look at this replay.
A physical game can actually really show how this is going to end. If they keep playing physical, like extremely physical like this, it could end 1-0, it could end 3-0, it could end 3-2. You're really not going to know how this physical games like this is going to end, just because anything can happen.
So plenty of substitutions for the Bobcats, as we have Miller into the game, Ella Bianco into the game for the first time as well for Ohio. So looking to utilize a different look against this Rockets team. And Scarlett, it can be really important for teams to bring on fresh legs like this.
Absolutely. Not only is it just going to keep everybody else, it's going to push them so that everybody's getting a little bit of experience, but it's going to keep everybody at their, on their toes, at their best, so that they can keep switching out. One person's not going to get overly exerted or tired throughout this game.
Once again, Ohio and Toledo, a matchup to try to move up in the conference standings. Each of these teams chasing after Bowling Green. They are the team to beat, 3-0-1, and 2 of the wins that Bowling Green has are against these 2 teams. Cats win today against the Vikings by a score of 1-0. Now I'm joined by head coach Aaron Rodgers. And coach, that was a game where it was back and forth, where the defenses were in control of the game. We were wondering when a team would break through, and it was your squad that did it. What does it mean for the confidence going forward with a win like this?
Yeah, sometimes you got to grind it out. And credit to Cleveland State, they set up in a manner that was very difficult for us to break down, and and it caused some problems for us. But for us to grind it out. Unbelievable finish from Izzy. I think it was awesome. So early in the season, to be able to grind games out like this, results out like this, it would be good for us in the remaining season.
Yeah, and then another aspect, especially early on in the season, you talked about the importance of the team gelling together. And right now, you guys have gotten to 2 wins in a row. What does it mean for your team as to getting closer to get a win like this?
Yeah, absolutely. We played a lot of people. As we talked about pre-game, I think we have a lot of people that can contribute, that can play well, that deserve to play, and we played a lot of them today. And so for us to be able to, as you said, gel together, to grind it out in a tough game like this, I think will put us in a good situation moving forward.
And then, of course, at the end of every game, you always bring your team around in a huddle and you give them a message. What was your message today to your team?
I mean, anytime we step on the field, we want to win, and that's the ultimate goal. I mean, ultimately, inside our circle, we're process-oriented. We want to put our very best effort out there every time. But ultimately, when games are competitive, we want to win. And so I think that's what we talked about, and we said, it was a grind, and getting a gritty win was important. And so now we move on and enjoy this today, but move on to prepare for Navy on Sunday.
Well, Coach, I appreciate your time. Congrats on the victory, and good luck against Navy.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, no problem.